So like if you're the guy that's, you're willing to do whatever it takes, yeah, good. Well, then go clean the bathrooms. Well, no, hey man, that's above me. Okay, well then I got to go clean them. So how many of you in the room have cleaned a bathroom before? Well, good.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. You're going to have to. I mean, you're going to have to. What's the big deal, man? Control your environment. The other thing, when we're hiring people, I'll go look at their car. Like, if you can't take care of your freaking 32 cubic feet, how you going to take care of the rest of your life, man? You ladies in the room that are you're with a guy, man, check his freaking credit score out. Marco Rubio couldn't pay $200,000 back. How's he going to run the freaking U.S. government budget?
Yeah.
You can't do it, man. You can't pay your own boat. You can't pay for your own boat. You're late on your house, and you're in politics, and you're now going to control $3 trillion budget. It's not possible. You understand? They're related. So if you're having financial problems or you're having trouble with time, you can't manage time. I don't want to manage time. I want to create time. I want to literally multiply time, like I want to multiply money, and I want to multiply connections. I know this, if you quit, you're starting over something else tomorrow. So, is there a time to bail in a deal? Yeah, probably is. Is there a time to sell something? Yeah. Is there a time to say, hey, it's not worth it? Yeah, probably. But what I would do first, like let's take people. Let's say this guy, I can't get him to come around. He's my cousin and we hang out. I don't need to cut him, man. I don't need to get rid of him. I need to add people. If I add people, he'll just fall off or he'll come to the party. You understand? So maybe more before I start quitting things, I need to start adding things. Like my first business, I started adding other businesses, right? There's 5 of them now. The first one's still there. I never left the first business. There was a third one that I sold. I'm like, I don't want anything to do with this. It wasn't good for me. I know my intention is to help people. And if I get something out of that, I'm going this way, right? If I get something out of that, we do in my office, I do probably 5 streams a week. I'll do 5 streams at least a week, Probably 7 to 8 streams a week. You guys see me on Periscope and Facebook. And how many people were on, Jared? Where's Jared at? 23,000 people were on a Facebook stream. He's like, man, why'd you let those people in for free, bro? So, and then I do a show Wednesdays with my wife for marriage and business. I do another show, Young Hustlers with Jared, about millennials. I do a show on Fridays called The Cardone Zone. I don't get paid for any of those. I write 10 articles a week, 10 new articles every week. We drop probably 5 podcasts every week in addition to all this other stuff. I'll do a wave 5 times a week. I don't know if any of you are on Wave. Is it called Wave? Anchor, sorry. And the reason I'm telling you that is, look, you need lots. You need frequency. You need quantity before quality. You will never discover quality. I know half the room will disagree with me on this. You will never discover quality without quantity. You must go through the door of quantity to ever get to the hallway of quality. Not starting from nothing. You're not starting. Nobody's starting from nothing. You already have a bunch. Build on what you have, okay? You need to look at your assets and your liabilities. And you need to sit down with a piece of paper. What are my assets and what are my liabilities? Many of your liabilities came from people that you respect. Right? So my dad taught me how to work. My mom taught me how to believe in myself. But there's some things they taught me that just wasn't good for me. Doesn't mean I didn't love them. I love them, man. They're unbelievable people, But my mom told me not to start every business that I started. So yeah. You take a piece of paper. What are my assets? All my assets. And your assets are way more than money. Trust me. Okay, money is the least important thing. You want it, but it's the least important thing. What you want is the creativity, the persistence, the tenacity, good friends, kids. My wife is on the same page with me. You know how powerful that makes me? That I have never in 13 years, never, not one time, has she ever said, why are you working so hard? Okay? If your spouse says that, you need to punch them in the head. Okay? You need to punch them in the face and say, don't ever say that to me again, okay? Maybe hold off on the punch,
yeah.
Right? But what you really need to do is you need to punch yourself in the face because you hadn't made it clear with that person to have them on the same page. You guys got to get on the same page, man. It's already hard, man. It's too hard to have somebody you sleep with telling you, oh, just stay in, let's cuddle. How many of you'd like to have more money than you have right now? Yeah. All right, good. You deserve money. Is a good thing. Money is a good thing. And, I love what Alex is talking about pain, finding some point in your life that you're like, hey, I got to move from here. Now, I got to tell you, I am in no pain today. I don't want to suffer anymore. So, in my life, I had to find another reason to compel me to another level. And that thing for me was purpose, not pain, okay? So I used pain in my life to propel me to another place because I was so dissatisfied with myself. I was 25 years old from the age of 16 to 25, 9 years of my life was so painful. Probably from the age of 8 years old, actually. I was walking to the grocery store with my brother. This was back in the day when your parents could let you actually walk to the grocery store by yourself. And me and my twin brother are walking to the grocery store, and I had 2 quarters in my pocket, and I'm playing with my quarters, man, and I'm feeling good about my 2 quarters, and I'm loaded, dude. I'm wealthy. I'm affluent, right? I'm 8 years old, man. I wanted money. I wanted money because everybody in my life that had money had control. See, it wasn't really the money that I wanted. It was the ability to go someplace and buy things that I wanted to. It was the ability to have options and choices. And when I think about money today, that's what I think about. I don't think about, I want stacks of paper. I want to smell currency. So I'm walking to the store, and we're outside. It's only a couple blocks to the little store, right? And I'm playing with my 2 quarters, and I got my swag. I got my 8-year-old swag on. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident, right? I'm feeling prosperous. It feels good. And I pulled my hand out, and the 2 quarters come flying out of my pocket, and they go into a manhole. And I'm like, damn, I need some long arms. And then I found out I was short. Got on my hands and knees in this old dirty manhole, man, and I'm trying to grab it. I said, I can't, I'm that far from those 2 quarters. And I got angry and I was upset. And I went to the grocery store and I didn't have any money and my twin brother did. And that was the start for me, a connection with, hey, I'd like to have some money. Money has never been about, I wanted a watch, I wanted a car, I wanted a big house. It has never, ever been about that. It's been about, hey, I want choices. I want options. I want control. Now I went from a kid that's 8 years old. You know what I learned about the 2 quarters? Never go to the grocery store with 2 quarters. Ever. Have lots of quarters so you can lose 2. Because you're going to lose. Would you agree? You're going to lose, man. You guys go into these casinos and you play on these tables and you're like, when do you lose your money here? When you buy the chips, you lost your money. Their chips have their name on it. You're looking at their chips the whole time. Mandalay, come back to me. Your name's not on there. It doesn't say Hamlin's Chips. It says Mandalay's Chips. And the guy thinks he's getting bad cards. Dude, you got bad luck because you sat at a table that's rigged. Everybody in this room, you're sitting at a table that is rigged against you. And I didn't learn that until I was 20. Well, I probably didn't learn that until I was 50 years old, but started discovering that when I was 25. 25 years old, I've been using drugs for 9 years, every single day for 9 years. Started with smoking weed. I know some of you think weed's cool, it's all good. This was crummy weed too. This is 25 years ago, dude, when you'd have to smoke a bag of weed. Today, like you take one hit and you're like, whoops. And from the age of 16 to the age of 25, I was using drugs every day. I was broke in every way. A human being can be broke and bankrupt. I was broke and bankrupt. Not just not just financially. Because a person could be financially broke and not be broke. You could take all my money from me today. We don't want that to happen now. We pretending right now, okay? You guys understand? Okay? I'm careful about what I say, because you know. You can take all my money away from me, but I still have creativity, persistence, commitment, dedication, purpose, ethics. I got my wife. Okay? If I'm running my life every day in pain, what I'm going to attract to me is a lot of more pain. So you got to figure out how to get above this thing. And what Alex was saying today was people are in comfort. They're unconscious. They're unconscious that they're already hurting. 76% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. 76% of every person, first of all, 76% of this room, I know statistically, is living paycheck to paycheck. You have no money. There is no cushion. You don't have any more quarters. At the end of every month, when you go to Whole Foods, you're like, dude, I'm out of money again. You're putting stuff up when you're going to the grocery store. Every day that you go in there, you're like, how much is it? How much is it? How much is it? That's how I was brought up. How many of you were brought up like that? See, I was brought up poor and middle class. How many were brought up poor and middle class? The problem with being brought up poor and middle class is that you were stuck with the ideas of the poor and the middle class. 50 years ago, any baby boomers in the room other than me? How many boomers in the room? Well, you guys, the middle class was the thing you wanted to be in. Your parents were like, I want to get into the middle class. Today's middle class, I mean, if you want to be in the middle class today, you need to be a millionaire. That is if you want to take away from my presentation today, millionaire is the new middle class.